My name is Delana Degnan, and I am thrilled to be your MC for the evening. Welcome to the graduation ceremony for the Jacqueline M. Walsh School for the Performing and Visual Arts Class of 2022. This is a very important event for us, so we kindly ask you at this time to silence all cell phones. All right, we good? All right, thank you. Please stand. The Pledge of Allegiance, followed by our national anthem, performed by the senior music majors under the direction of Mr. Scott Beauregard. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to take a moment to recognize our honored guests. The Honorable Mayor Donald R. Grebian, our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Cheryl McWilliams, our Assistant Superintendents of Schools, Ms. Lee Rabbit and Ms. Lisa Ramsey, State Senator and proud JMW parent, Cynthia Mendes, City Council members, school committee members, directors, our own director, Ms. Annie Legacy, our JMW faculty, staff, our friends, family, and lastly, the class of 2022. It is my distinct pleasure to invite to the stage the Honorable Mayor Donald R. Grebian.
That was way too formal. So I was teasing. I go, that's way too formal. But good evening, everybody. Come on, good evening. All right. Superintendent McWilliams, Director Legassi, honorable members of the Pawtucket School Committee, members of the JMW High School faculty and staff, friends and family, and most importantly, the 2022 JMW High School graduating class. Thank you for having me as part of your celebration and an amazing milestone in your lives, your graduation. I want to say that on behalf of myself and the members of the Pawtucket City Council, we could not be prouder of your achievements, and that you have a lot of achievements. This day has been many years in the making, and your journey to this moment is just as important as crossing the stage in a few minutes. Your journey has taught you to persevere, ask for help, lend a hand, branch out, put yourself out there, push yourself, and create your own pathway. There have been many, many bumps in the road along the way that each of us have had. I am so pleased that we can all be here together in person today and celebrate your achievements. You have all excelled in many, many different ways, whether it was in dance, music, theater, video, and in film and in visual arts. You have made amazing productions and pieces to showcase your skills to your teachers, your peers, families over the years, and will continue to create new opportunities for yourselves through the hard work and determination. Over the past few years, you have persevered, demonstrated how strong you can be when you faced an unprecedented event, when we dealt with the COVID pandemic, that has been marked as part of your high school careers, but is not what defines this graduating class. Your dedication defines you, your dedication to the school and distance learning, to health and well-being of your families and your friends, classmates, and overall interest in your field of study. That is what makes each of your high school careers important, and you know that better than we do. You have lived through so much, a pandemic aside, and you will continue to see a changing world that you will now go out to make change for yourselves. This night is with great excitement and pride for everyone involved, for the teachers and the administrators, the family members and the friends, and particularly for each of you, the graduates. It's a time of great hope and possibility, and you gotta think about that. A time to celebrate your accomplishments and think about your futures. A time to hold your heads up high. You have been through so much, and you will continue to grow from here. I bet if you look back to when you first came into this school, you wouldn't even recognize the adult that sits where you are now. Think about that and do some reflection, because when you get a lot older, you do a lot more reflection. I certainly attest to the fact that sometimes life takes you in unexpected directions, like being mayor. But I can say in confidence to you that your strong sense of community, pride, and diversity helped me to make it through and make it this far as it will to you. You all bring so much pride to our community, and I want to thank you for helping keep that sense of Pawtucket pride alive and shining brightly. We will always be here to support you, and we are incredibly proud that you will be crossing the stage tonight. Make sure you come back to Pawtucket and show us how it really is done. Make sure you reach out to your teachers and keep in your administrators and your friends. Make sure you keep those connections, because we're all gonna have those challenges in life, but don't be afraid to ask for help and ask for guidance. I wish you all the very best on your next journey, whichever that may be, and I know you will make us proud. Again, on behalf of myself and the members of the Pawtucket City Council and the school committee, we congratulate you and we're proud of you. Good luck.
Thank you, Mayor Grebian. It is my pleasure to introduce school committee member, Ms. Joanne Bonolo, who will bring greetings from the school committee.
Hello. And to be proper, good evening, Mayor Grebian, Superintendent McWilliams, Directors Sarah Corton-Marsh and Mr. Pimentel, Deputy Superintendent Lee Rabbit, Director. And I would like to introduce you to the school committees that are all members that are also here. Erin Doobie, our chair. Roberto Marino, our deputy chair. And Steve Lowry, who is a member of the committee but also in charge of our policy committee. And I am Joanne Bonolo, and I am on the wellness committee, and very honored to be here with you. So welcome parents, welcome friends, and welcome to the most important people in this room, and that is you, our graduates. As a member of the Pawtucket School Committee, I would like to extend our heartfelt congratulations. As members of alternative education, you have led the way and brought honor and recognition to your school and pride to the city of Pawtucket. The path you are taking has yet to unfold. While some will attend college, others will go into the workforce, while others have yet to make a decision. Along the way, you will learn many things. Tonight, I would like to share some of the things that I have learned and give you a head start. I call them my truisms. First truism is always be yourself. And if you don't know who that is yet, it's okay, because some people know right off, and others it takes years for them to catch up and decide. Avoid negativity in yourself and others. Stay with the positive people, otherwise you'll drag yourself down. If you ever question, what do I want to be when I grow up? Don't worry about it, you'll get there. And it doesn't matter when you get there. I was 30 years old before I registered to vote. And now I've been doing this for 16 years, so you'll get there. Don't be afraid of change. Jobs come, jobs go, people move, new friends come into the picture. Accept them all. Accept them all. Be passionate about what you do, and that's whatever you do. It doesn't matter if you end up cashiering for a while. It doesn't matter if you're in your arts, in your studies. Whatever you do, please be passionate about it. It's a reflection of you. It's who you are. Be compassionate to others. You know, you don't know who in this room has had a bad day, who needs your compassion, and to let others know that you care. Next is everyone makes mistakes, not failure. Move on. Hurt people hurt people. And this was one that it took me a long time to understand. But if I've been hurt and I take it out on you, hurt people hurt people. Another was wait 24 hours before making a major decision. Now, so that affects a lot of areas of your life. But if you're going to buy a car, research first. Don't go look at the car, sign the paperwork, and say, I should have looked at the Nissans too. You know, guess what? Too late. So if you wait 24 hours to make a major decision, then at least you give yourself time. Plan for your future. I'm using your Social Security now. Even if when you start, you can only put $5 a week in the bank, put it in the bank and leave it alone. I don't know how to do that. That's why I'm using your Social Security. So, you learned about finance in school this year, and hopefully last year, so hopefully you guys have a heads up on my generation. Also, be a part of your family, your friends, and your community. Give back. And it doesn't have to be give back in a huge way. It could be just seeing someone, an older person, like myself, having a hard time going across the street. Lend them a hand. Give back. It doesn't have to be a grandiose event. Just give back of yourself. Be true to yourself. You are who you are. Whether you like yourself or you don't like yourself today or tomorrow, be true to who you are. It's you, and you need to learn to accept that. It took me a long time to accept that. We didn't have as many counselors in school when I went. Be proud of what you do, whatever it is. Be beautiful, from the inside out, because that's what counts the most. And the hardest of all is someone told me ABC, always be cool. And I usually jump the gun on that right away. So, those are my truisms for you tonight. You will probably forget them as soon as you walk out of here. But somewhere along the line, you're going to say, somebody told me, hurt people hurt people. And somebody told me to always be cool and maintain my composure. I totally don't have that down. Ask my friends. Be beautiful from the inside out. On behalf of the Pawtucket School Committee, I wish you all the best in your future. JMW and the people here are part of your community. Carry it with you into the future. Go with pride and with grace. We are all proud of you.
Thank you, Ms. Bonolo. It is my privilege to present the educational leader of the Pawtucket School Department, Dr. Cheryl McWilliams, Superintendent of Schools.
Good evening and welcome to the JMW class of 2022. I would also like to acknowledge our distinguished guests that are sitting here on the stage tonight. I won't say their names as it's been recognized a few times, but we appreciate the support that we have. And I do want to make a comment on Mrs. Bonolo's truisms, because I'm going to remember the ABC, always be cool. And I'm not going to say that she and I are really close to the same age, so I'm going to always be cool. So thank you for sharing that. To our JMW graduates, you are here this evening not by accident, as you've already heard tonight. It has taken hard work, dedication, perseverance on your part. And you've also had the support of your parents and families, who I am most certain have made many sacrifices over the years so you could be here tonight. So please, graduates, take a moment and let's applaud them. Each of you have already left your mark on JMW and your Director Legacy, your teachers, and your fellow students. And as graduating seniors, you have also been a daily role model to the younger students and the younger classmates. But now it's your time, class of 2022, to move on. And this is the beginning of a new and great adventure. So whether you're going on to further studies, the arts programs, the workforce, or the military, you will carry everything that you've learned here at JMW with you. And I want to say that what you've learned is more than academics and more than studying the arts. As it was mentioned in the previous two speakers, you learned determination. You learned perseverance under the most difficult circumstances, and you have been self-disciplined. The academic achievements and the gifts and talents that you have will launch your success, but it's your character and who you are in the way you live your life that will sustain you. During your years at JMW, you have displayed the attributes of being a good person, being honest, being true to yourself, and striving for excellence in all that you do. These are the character traits that define you, for character is defined by your actions and refined under pressure and through perseverance. You have demonstrated in this way, with that perseverance under pressure, with your studies during a pandemic, spending hours and hours practicing, and I know this because as being a former music teacher and a musician, whether you're practicing music or you are working on your art or film and video or dance, theater, it takes above and beyond. They say it takes 10,000 hours to get good at something. So on top of everything else, you persevered through those practicing and working really hard, while also many of you may have held part-time jobs. But you pushed through with self-discipline and determination, refusing to quit. And that, JMW graduates, is grit it's resilience, it's refinement, and it's all the qualities of excellence in being people of great character. I am confident in you that you are well prepared and ready to begin your great new adventure. So on behalf of the Pawtucket School Department, we congratulate you, we honor you, and we say, go get them, class of 2022.
Thank you, Superintendent McWilliams, for your kind words. At this time, I would like to invite our director, Ms. Annie Legacy, to the podium.
Thank you, Delana, and to all of our distinguished guests. I again won't list all of your names off again, but thank you so much for joining us this evening. To our JMW faculty, thank you for being on stage with me tonight. To our families and friends who have joined us both virtually and in our space tonight, thank you. And of course, to our JMW graduating class of 2022. So seniors, I first want to start by thanking you. From day one, you welcomed me into your JMW family, and you showed me what it is to be part of this amazing and exciting community. You are an incredible group of individuals, and it has been an absolute privilege to get to know you and to witness even just a small piece of your high school career. So thank you. All right. Tonight brings a close to your time here at JMW and this chapter of your lives. As many of you have become accustomed to and leaving at the end of the day or after an event, I often bid farewell to all of you with a simple, make good choices. But what does this really mean? As Nelson Mandela once said, may your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. So tonight, as we bid our final farewell, my hope for all of you is that you continue making good choices. Keep being authentically and unapologetically yourselves. Keep pushing yourselves. Keep learning and growing. And never let fear keep you from your dreams. So class of 2022, congratulations. You did it, all of you. I hope that you are all as proud of yourselves as all of us on this stage and in this room are of you. We are immensely proud. So best of luck in all that you do, and remember that you always have a home here at JMW. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Legacy. We have the pleasure tonight to hear a few remarks from members of our graduating class. First, I'd like to invite fellow theater major Catherine McLean to the podium.
Hello. As Delana just introduced, I'm Kate, a theater major here at JMW. Now, I want to keep what I have to say as brief as possible and just jump right into it. To start, I think that I'm going to skip over the obligatory congratulations that we've heard 1,000 times already and will probably hear 1,000 more times before we leave tonight. We deserve all those congratulations, of course, for the sheer amount of work we've put into the past 4 years. But I think hearing, oh, congrats, I'm so proud of you, from a fellow graduating student might leave more of a sour taste in the mouth than anything else. Instead, I think that my time up here speaking would be better spent giving us and everybody here to celebrate us a moment to reflect on just how incredible this class is. Over our 4 years here at JMW, all of us have been handed less than ideal situations to work with. Some of those situations may seem small in the grand scheme of things, like having our moving plans canceled, and in somewhat of a butterfly effect, having a middle schooler make fun of you for missing a volleyball in gym. And some of those situations seem massive in the grand scheme of things, like a global pandemic eating up our sophomore and junior years. Regardless of what was put in front of us, big or small, we've been able to work around it and thrive here. That's not a skill that you can find in every person out there, but it's something that every single one of us has demonstrated in one way or another over the past 4 years. Our ability to adapt to nearly anything is something we'll always be able to use going forward in our lives, into college and beyond, even if we aren't going on to continue pursuing our majors. It's a skill that will make us invaluable in the workplace and will help us adapt to life outside of high school more easily than other teenagers might. This is just one of the many things we've earned from our time here at JMW, and it's a huge part of the many things that make us artists. You know, it's sort of a funny thing being an artist. I mean, what would you consider defines an artist? A seemingly simple answer would be someone who does art, which is fine on the surface, but then you open the can of worms of what's considered art. There are some people who might consider those who do visual arts to be artists, and everyone else falls into a different category. But if that were the case, then what are we doing calling ourselves an art school when only around a fourth or fifth of us actually focus on visual arts? The definition of art and artist can be infinitely broad or infinitely narrow depending on who you ask, but I thought I'd share some of my own thoughts on the matter, starting with that one important trait I just mentioned. An artist is someone who can adapt, someone who can take almost any situation and bend it to their will and needs. I think an artist is less defined by the art form they choose or the talents they have, and more by the general skills they've learned on their path to gain that talent. These are the skills we'll keep forever, even if we aren't going on to pursue our arts in the future. We are artists now, just minutes before we cross this stage and move on to bigger and better things in our lives, and we will be artists years from now, when we're just holding on to this night as an old and fond memory. Everyone in this school is an artist, whether others think they are or not. And with that said, there's one more thing I can mention about artists before I take my seat again. When we decide that we want something to get done, it gets done. Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. It is my pleasure to now welcome seniors Faye Bullard and Mariana Villa Jaramillo to the stage to perform a musical selection. Check.
Truth is told, you can get what you want or you can just get old. You're gonna kick off before you even get halfway through. When will you realize the end waits for you? Slow down, you're doing fine. You can't be everything you want to be before your time. Although it's so romantic on the borderline tonight. Too bad, but it's the life you lead. You're so ahead of yourself that you forgot what you need. And you can see when you're wrong. You know you can't always see when you're right. You're right. You got your passion, you got your pride. Don't you know that only fools are satisfied? Dream on, but don't imagine they'll all come true. When will you realize the end waits for you? Slow down, you crazy child, and take the phone off the hook and disappear for a while. You got, it's alright, you can't afford to lose a day or two. When will you realize Vienna waits for you? And you know that when the truth gets told, you can get what you want or you can just get old. You're gonna kick off before you even get halfway through. Ooh, why don't you realize Vienna waits for you? Vienna waits for you.
Thank you, Faye and Mariana, for that amazing performance. It is my great honor to introduce our keynote speaker, Mr. Robert Schleining. Bob Schleining was born in Providence, raised in Woonsocket, and graduated from URI in 1983 with a BFA in Technical Theater Arts. He began a career in theater as a properties assistant at Trinity Rep and continued as the prop master for some 80 productions until 1990. A few summer film projects piqued an interest in the movie business, and so, moving on from theater, he began a decades-long film career. For over 85 films and series, he's worked as a production designer, art director, set decorator, set dressing lead man, properties, dressing fabricator, and set carpenter. Some highlights include Stargate, the movie, School of Rock, I love School of Rock, The Producers, and most recently, the HBO series, The Gilded Age and Julia. Especially noteworthy is the 2021 Academy Award-winning film, Coda. Finally, for 30 years as of October 1st, last year, Mr. Schleining has been a proud member of the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees and Moving Picture Technicians. It is with great pride that I welcome Mr. Robert Schleining to the podium to give our commencement address. Mr. Schleining.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Thank you for inviting me here today. I'm very, very honored, and congratulations, class of 2022, on all your achievements. I'll admit I'm a little bit shaky up here. I never expected that my career or adventures would lead to offering a graduation address. I've worked backstage and behind the scenes to avoid this kind of focus, so this won't be too long, but I have something to share with you, some thoughts on living a life in the arts, about doing what you really want to do, about what you really enjoy doing, and even what people like us need to do. Before I talk about adventures in a film career, I'm going to tell you some things I repeat over and over to people I meet along the way who are starting in the business that's helpful for any life in the arts. Enthusiasm counts. It makes you memorable. Do your best and be your best. Show up a little before on time. Learn as you go and clean as you go. And always have a plan B. And be nice to everyone. With intention, commitment, and enthusiasm, you can be an artist, dancer, actor, musician, or craftsperson for a good long time. What do I actually do? Well, there are several hundred people in many crafts and departments that work together to create a movie or a TV production. I work in the art department. I primarily do set dressing for built sets and locations. Somebody builds it, somebody paints it, set dressing decorates it. The set decorator is the chief decider, buyer, and coordinator of stuff. Everything that would fill a very empty house, for example. The lead person manages the crew and the logistics of getting the stuff, doing the work, and cleaning up. I've done both of those jobs the most. I've also fabricated set dressing and props, creating things that can't be found or purchased, like benches, garden fences, troughs, and animal pens for an early American village in the Crucible, or stuff for an Egyptian settlement on another planet in Stargate, the film that the series was based on. Some of the things they do have no classification. I put together a working 1963 TV studio for HBO series about Julia Child, whose show The French Chef had helped to develop public television. It had operating original cameras, vintage lighting, a working control room, ladders, everything. This set combined various experiences from theater and other TV and film jobs. But I have to tell you that the work that I am most proud of was for the film Coda, Child of Deaf Adults, that recently won the Oscar for Best Picture. My crew and I worked on the docks in Gloucester, Massachusetts, handled a boatload of fish, moved 450 lobster traps in one afternoon, replaced all the decaying drapes in a dormant high school auditorium, and redressed a fishing boat and a ramblin' funky house to suit the character of a deaf fishing family. I think the film was so successful and the work was so meaningful because it was an unstereotypical depiction of real life in the deaf community. The director, Sean Heder, wrote a heartfelt, smart, and funny script and led us, the non-deaf crew, through the experience of adjusting to the deaf cast. Everyone was so kind and wide open. We had interpreters, but had to learn and somewhat understand basic American Sign Language to work together. It had a relatively shoestring budget. We had to be aware of every penny spent, every minute of labor and daylight. We were only about 75 on that crew, and we were really enthusiastic about making a nice film. I guess that's what people really responded to, because it was absolutely stunning that it won such an award over 9 big budget and international films. I'm not holding it, but I do feel like I was part of that award. I've never thought about working to win awards or give a speech or to get much attention. I just wanted to make a living making movies, pay the rent, have a family, and have some fun and adventure doing it. How did I get here? Well, I'd like to thank my mother. She took us to see plays, ballet, and she blasted classical music while vacuuming. So, one afternoon in high school, I wandered backstage, just like this one, and started building sets and running lights for drama club. I went to URI and became a techie and the head projectionist. I did internships at Trinity Rep, building and painting sets. Upon graduation, I started there as a prop assistant and moved up to prop master, working show after show, year after year, about 80 productions or so. I strengthened furniture for jumping actors. I made a lot of fake food and fake blood, and I did 9 Christmas carols. But my favorite part was the rehearsal process, breaking down the script and helping to bring it to life with the cast and the director. When I had to learn something, solve a problem, or get visual references, visual research, I'd run across the street to the library and come back a genius. That was before the internet and Google, and that was learning as you go. It was long hours for modest pay, but that was life in the theater. It was like a family, and it was creatively collaborative. It was soul nurturing, which is what art is for. The other hugely inspiring thing for me from this time was the art scene in Providence: theater, music, dance, art. It happened that a lot of people my age were doing this stuff, and we found each other and created and did things together. We went to see clubs to see and dance to local bands, made plays in little theaters, created performances, openings, and summer projects like arts and music festivals. We made an early cable TV variety show called Club Genius. The Downtown Arts Organization, AS220, was fledgling back then, and it's a legacy to that time. I keep in touch with so many of those friends, and I mention this because this is when I learned that a network of long friendships and working relationships is part of the groundwork to a satisfying and successful career. I'm sure you all are quite close friends here because of how you've collaborated and supported each other. I think of it as cross-pollinating too. You must have made some wild and interesting art together here. These connections and memories will be your legacy from this time and what you should continue to cultivate as you go forth. For a long ago summer project, I was asked by friends who were making a film to blow up a statue, and I didn't say no. After a few more summer projects and gaining new filmmaking friends, I moved on from a life in the theater and began working full-time making movies. I thought of it as theater out in the world instead of in a box. I left Rhode Island and went to work and worked on 4 non-union feature films. During the 5th film, due to abusive hours and conditions, the crew protested, organized, and joined the union to get a contract for fair wages and conditions. And so I achieved my important and somewhat elusive goal. I could make movies, afford to pay the rent, have a family, and have some fun and adventure doing it. That was on Last of the Mohicans, and I was building an Iroquois village at the time. I won't get into union organizing concepts here now, but I must say that most work in the live theater, film, and television business is covered by IATSE. That's the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees and Moving Picture Technicians, and other guilds and unions. To have financial security to do safe and professional work, to build and maintain a career, joining a union is a very important step. Not all artists find it necessary or available, but most professional actors, dancers, musicians, film and theater craftspeople have this option and they use it. I've been in union locals for New England and for New York for 30 years now. And aside from the financial part, what professionally means is that I've worked almost continuously, show by show, year by year, for 3 decades, maintaining a high standard of responsibility for safety, conduct, and reliability. And that's half my reputation. The other half is ingenuity, resourcefulness, conscientiousness, and enthusiasm, and my toolbox. These are my values and my talent, and I've learned to be proud of them. That's why I shared do your best and be your best. Be nice to everybody, the people that you learn with and the people that you work with. You may need a favor. You hope to work with them for a long time, or see them in your future, or you may be working for them someday. I had someone working for me once, fresh out of college, who was, "Good morning, can I get you coffee? Can I alphabetize something for you?" I appreciated the enthusiasm and kindly focused her energy. 10 years later, she was, and still is, a big budget producer who hired me for a very good movie experience. She was very kind to me. Wouldn't it be great for you to keep running into each other in the future as artists? Hey, what are you up to? Hey, look at us, we're still doing it. Another important thing that I'd like to share is to diversify, like in education, stock market, fashion. Don't just wear black. What I mean is the life in the arts is not always convenient. Things change. You may have to travel a lot. Freelance means temporary employment. Many jobs in the arts are very vulnerable. So to be prepared for lulls and downturns, unsuccessful auditions, or missed opportunities, try to have a plan B to support yourself and to sustain your creative spirit. Try to imagine how many ways you can apply your skill set. Try different things you think you're good at. Connect with your working friends or check back with your teachers. Work it positively until the next good opportunity comes or until your reputation kicks in. When I started, there weren't so many movies being made outside of Hollywood or New York or outside of their influence. I was worried about my choice of leaving the theater. I was either earning my living far away from home and loved ones at movie sets on location, or I wasn't. I'd be home with my loved ones, but not earning in my profession. So I took my tools and did handyman work. I did woodworking. I helped people move, and some truly odd jobs. It wasn't always great, but I used and honed my skills. I still learned new things, and I paid my bills. The phone did ring, and I did get another possession, and I kept on going. And eventually, reputation kicked in. On a film set, I could do this or I could do that. I became more in demand for various jobs, and then as more and more movie work came to New England, I was hired by my faraway film friends when they worked closer to my home. Unlike when I started, there's plenty of work now that HBO, Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, and Apple, and all the other platforms and movie companies are in high gear to fill their schedules with original content. There's a lot of work, a lot of work in many states, which means there's a more stable flow of jobs, more opportunities for folks wanting to start or to try to do film work. If you're interested in trying the business without a film degree, there are options. You could be production assistant. This is an entry-level support for on-set and off-set. That's how many people start. It's not really getting coffee and alphabetizing. And actors, you can try background or extras work, maybe even help in the casting department. Visual artists, there's always a need for apprentice and overhire scenic artists. Painting, sculpture, there's a need for skilled computer graphic artists to create signs, labels, etc. from all time periods. Dancers, choreography for big budget films will be out of reach until your reputation kicks in, but there are smaller ones that are possible. Trained dancers are specialized background actors and extras. And musicians, soundtracks, composing, playing on smaller budget films is possible. And again, trained musicians are specialized background actors and extras. Film majors, if you really like to make movies and you really want to get better at it, to do it not to win awards or make $1 million, then study everything about it. Of course, try to make short films, learn every job, what everyone does or is supposed to do. Even accounting, that's who pays you. Watch old movies, watch how and when the camera moves, how to tell stories without dialogue. Look for mistakes. Notice what's fresh. Notice what sweeps you away with your imagination. There's many crafts and jobs that go into the production of a movie or series, and too many for me to list now, but think about what really interests you. And when you're ready, get an internship or an entry-level job and learn as you go with enthusiasm. Someone like me will teach you, because that energy reminds me of how I started and why I still enjoy it today. I'll remind you all, cross-pollinate. If you have interests in some skill that you haven't tried or abilities that you can develop, then learn, try them out. It may present opportunities, it'll keep you working, it'll make you memorable. I love artists and the arts, the marvelous mashup of creativity and sensibilities. A lot of people that I know from the arts have quit jobs to come into it. Corporate folks, contractors, restaurant managers, punk rockers, folks from the military have joined. They wanted to try something else, to be and to live more creatively. If you ask me, if you ask anybody what they love the most about it, the number one answer will be the people, the crazy, eclectic, talented, misfit people. Regular jobs aren't for us. It's like a family, and it can be nurturing. The hours can be long, the work can be hard, but it's what I want to do because it's what I enjoy doing, and it's what I need to do. What about you all? My final bit for you is this. The best compliment that I ever got was from my kids. Well, my adults now, 2 of them. They told me that I gave them a sense of humor, curiosity, and a good work ethic. So keep that in mind as you go. And you may be sharing that someday in a graduation address. So thank you all. Congratulations to class of 2022. Good luck to you all.
Thank you, Mr. Schleining, for those very inspirational words. I would now like to recognize the valedictorian of the class of 2022, Nick Colombo. I don't know if you heard me, but Nick Colombo. Nick is the child of Marife and Menard Colomba and obtained a weighted GPA of 4.163. Nick is a visual art major and was an active participant in the Comic Club. Nick is a member of the National Honor Society and the Rhode Island Honor Society. In addition, Nick was the recipient of the Harvard University Book Award. Nick will be attending Rhode Island College in the fall and pursuing a degree in biology. Congrats on this incredible accomplishment. I would also like to recognize our class of 2022 salutatorian, Sabrina Angulo. Sabrina is the daughter daughter of Sarah Feely and Stephen Angulo. Sabrina Angulo is a part of the JMW inaugural video and film class and earned a weighted GPA of 4.119. A recipient of the first ever Friends of Excellence Scholarship for video and film, Sabrina has shown her dedication to all that JMW stands for, both artistically and academically. Sabrina is a member of both the National Honor Society and the Rhode Island Honor Society and was the recipient of the URI Book Award. She has been an active member of the Student Council, Gaming Club, and Honors Club, as well as playing an integral role in our Broadcasting Club. In addition, Sabrina has played soccer for Tolman for 4 years and has served as captain for the past 2 years. Sabrina will be attending Pace University in New York City this fall, where she will be majoring in film. Please welcome to the podium our salutatorian, Sabrina Angulo.
Good evening. To begin, I would like to say thank you to everyone who's here tonight. Administration, faculty and staff, the distinguished guests, families and friends, and of course my peers. If it weren't for the support from all these people, I wouldn't have made it this far, and I'm sure many other students can say the same. I'm very appreciative of my time at JMW and the people I've had the pleasure of meeting and spending my time with over the years. Now that that's out of the way, we're on to the hard part, which is the goodbyes. They may be difficult, but they can be a good thing. I love saying goodbye to people. I love the idea of ending an era with words and pure honesty, saying the unspoken, turning a sad ending into a bittersweet memory. Let's face it, this could be the last time I'm ever going to see most of you. This speech is probably the last time I'll speak to some of you, and at the very least, this is the last time we'll all be together in the same place. So that poses the question, what should my final words be to the class of 2022? A class that's changed my life through their kindness, a class that showed me that there's something to love about everyone, a class that has proven to me that it doesn't matter who you are, there are always going to be people who accept you for you. I guess I could start with thank you. When I was at my lowest, there was always someone to pick me back up. My friends, of course, but there have been many other people who demonstrated such kindness to me. People who I don't normally talk to, who had no obligation to help me. This class has really proven to me that there are good people in the world, and I'm happy to know that you guys will continue to inspire others around you as you follow your separate paths in life. So thank you for everything you've done for me and for each other. I feel very lucky to have spent the past 4 years with such amazing people. But in my heart, I know that this isn't the last time I'll see you guys. I'll see some of you on the screen, on Broadway, on the radio, on the back of a New York Times best-selling novel, or maybe I'll see you on the news for some big scientific discovery or saving a patient's life. I might just see you in a grocery store in 10 years. I guess what I'm getting at is that this class is talented and hardworking, and I really hope this isn't goodbye forever. I see so much passion in everyone when they speak about their paths in life. I'm sure that they're going to be successful, however you may interpret that word. Even if this is goodbye forever, the lessons and the memories we've gained from each other will last a lifetime. Class of 2022, thank you for being a part of my life, and I wish you all the very best in yours.
Thank you, Sabrina. I too am so thankful for all of the memories and look forward to seeing all that the class of 22 is going to accomplish. We will now have a special musical selection by seniors Kalia Centeo and Devin Ward. and Devin for that moving performance. It is now my distinct pleasure to invite our director, Ms. Legacy, and our senior class advisors, Mrs. Ciano and Mrs. Ferreira, forward to begin the presentation of diplomas.
Okay, ready? Class of 2022, please stand. Graduates, please proceed to the stage. Huh? I want those tears. I got a couple of them right in the front. Okay, here we go. Nick Kalamba. Sabrina Angulo. Delana Degnan. Catherine McLean. Mariana Villa Jaramillo. Taylor Ruby Abbott. Melody Alaman. Malik Amadou. Sarah Antea. George Tristram Michael Haller. Dario Itouch. Danny Silva Barboza. Joanna Benitez. Faye Bullard. Francesca Buno. Kylia Sentio. Mia Claudio. Madeline Komeyer. Mariana Cornejo. Hillary Corcoran. Cormac Crump. Dario De La Puente. Asia Randy Randerson Dow. Grace Foley. Madeline Rose Fonts. Emily Gobin. Mari Angelise Guzman. Angela Celeste Johnson. I did! Angelia! I said, just said it! Oh, Angelia! It's Angelia! Giovanni James Kane. Gianna Manfredi. Beyonce Martin. Brett Martin. Sabrina Medeiros. Angelina Morales. Jaya Morris. Abrafen Emily Sia Gafe. Natasha Payan. Mars Ramos. Arlo Robbins. Rosario Sanlate. Allie Elizabeth Souza. Caitlin Squillanti. Alexis Danielle Silvestri. Angelina Toledo. Adam Trombley. Liliana Varela. Emma Marie Wallace. Okay, I'll do it next. I'll do it next. Yep. Jafeth Vargas. Devin Ward. Donovan Edward Webb. Amanda Worthenhirsch.
Seniors, would you please stand? Dr. McWilliams, would you please join me at the podium? Dr. McWilliams, as the director of the Jacqueline M. Walsh School for the Performing and Visual Arts, I present to you the graduating class of 2022. It is my recommendation as the director of JMW and that of the JMW staff that these graduates have met their graduation requirements and they await your confirmation.
By the power vested in me by the State of Rhode Island Department of Education and the Pawtucket School Committee, I hereby confirm you as graduates of the Jacqueline M. Walsh School for Performing and Visual Arts and alumni of the Pawtucket Alumni Association. Graduates, you are now confirmed. Please move your tassel from right to left.
On behalf of the class of 2022, we would like to give one more thank you to all who helped make today possible. Oh. Thank you for your support and love. My duties as MC for the class of 2022 are now complete. Miss Lexi, the podium is yours.
Thank you, Delana. Please give one more round of applause to the class of 2022. This concludes our ceremony. I need my mic back. This concludes our ceremony. Please allow all the graduates to exit, and we will convene in the cafeteria. Please, graduates, make your way there, and families, please follow for a brief reception. Thank you so much for joining us. You can go. Yeah.